Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon. We had a 3-day weekend. Tony, how did you spend it?
I'm Tony Kornheiser, the usual. Golfing, napping, wingsuit base jumping. You ever do that?
Yeah, well, you can tell me in the break what the hell that is.
So you put on this suit so you literally look like Rocky the Flying Squirrel, and then you jump, and then you fly around. I would never do this. Never.
No.
I mean, no. It's unthinkable. But you do look like Rocky the Flying Squirrel for those people who are Bullwinkle fans. Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. In today's episode, Aaron Rodgers responds to Terry Bradshaw, Aaron Judge hits the IL, and Nikola Jokic cries. But we begin today, with Jerry Jones reacting to fans screaming at Cowboys training camp, "Pay Micah," an obvious reference to Micah Parsons' contract dispute. Jerry said afterwards, quote, "That was a faint little sound compared to the way they were hollering last year, pay Lamb. Whoever's not in, you can count on a few hollering that, but it was a big, loud chant last year on Lamb," unquote. Woman, what do you think of Jerry's response to the pay Micah chants?
Tony, from one cranky old man to another about yet another, there is nothing Jerry Jones says that I pay any attention to. Nothing. Because to the point of trying to decipher what he says and assign meaning to it and analyze to it is a damn waste of time, and I don't have that much. Jerry Jones likes to hear himself talk. He likes to talk. He likes to stand in a room with reporters and talk. I'm sure if there's nobody in the room, he'd stand there and talk. It's fine. He's earned it. He's a cranky old man. He can do whatever he wants. But I'm not paying any attention, so I assign no meaning to it. It's what he likes to do. He likes to be on stage. He's not a stage parent. He's just a stage, he's a showman. And he wants all your attention all the time, and I'm not going to give it to him. You are more inclined to do that and read the tea leaves and go into 9 levels of meanings of what he says. I don't give a damn what Jerry Jones says.
So without disagreeing with you on any particulars, I disagree with you on the conclusion, even though I think what you're saying is basically right. To me, this is fabulous, and I would say I don't know that there's any owner in any sport who has more fun than Jerry Jones. These people who are yelling, "Pay Micah," they're Cowboy fans. They're not antagonists. They're not haters. They're Cowboy fans, and yet Jerry, with his tongue planted firmly in his cheek, trolls them, and by extension, by mentioning C.D. Lamb from last year, trolls his player, Micah Parsons, as well. I look at Jerry probably the same way as you do in this regard. He ought to be a judge on American Idol. He's just out there talking. He has a lot of fun. I think we both agree he's going to pay him anyway. I mean, to me, he's more fun than Woody Johnson of the Jets. Here's what we've learned, and here's what I know. He paid Dak Prescott. He paid C.D. Lamb. He's going to pay Micah Parsons, but because he's writing the checks, he wants to get every ounce of fun out of this thing. And the reason I know he's going to pay him is that Micah Parsons has not yet said the following words: "Get me out of here. I hate it here." He's not Jimmy Butler. He's going to get paid, and he's going to stay.
All that's true, but he hurts his team in the process. Damian Woody pointed out, he's got a couple of Super Bowl rings, Damian Woody, since the time when the Cowboys have done anything. Damian Woody pointed out that when you do this, and it's fine, you can do whatever you want, but the cost is steeper. And so you pay 2 dudes $5 and $7 million more, and there's $12 million because you waited and you waited and you waited, and then you miss out on 2 players who might help your roster. So Jerry Jones does this. The Cowboys, they're not in the big action late. They're not relevant in January, so he could be hurting his team while he's doing it. Again, I don't care about that because I don't care about the Cowboys, even though I know that most of the programming on this network is devoted to Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. Now, oh my God, help me, to Aaron Rodgers' response to Terry Bradshaw. You may remember that the Steelers' great, that would be Terry, told 103.7 The Buzz that Rodgers should stay in California, chew on bark, and whisper to the gods. What a great rant that was. Rodgers, who of course signed with the Steelers in early June, said this weekend, quote, "Terry's a legend. He won 4 Super Bowls. He's had a legendary career in the media, but Terry, like a lot of people, doesn't know me. I'd love to get to know Terry on a deeper level. Maybe we could chew some bark together. Close quote. Tone, your thoughts on Rodgers' response?
It's brilliant. It's the Aaron Rodgers that I thought I knew a few years back. He reaches out to Bradshaw in the most complimentary way. He acknowledges what a great career Bradshaw has. He acknowledges how meaningful Bradshaw is in the Pittsburgh vicinity. And then he says quite reasonably, look, some of the stuff that I've said, some of the stuff that I've done may have been misinterpreted. You may not have had the real meaning or intent from it. I don't know you. You don't know me. I'd love to get to know you. And then he ends with a joke about eating the bark. Mike, you could pay a management consulting firm $100,000 for this, and it wouldn't be any better. It's a brilliant script that Aaron Rodgers has written, and I give him all the credit in the world because he has put Terry Bradshaw in a position now where Terry Bradshaw has no alternative but to smile and to say, let's chat and let's eat. It's brilliant.
And Terry will know that. And if you paid the management consultant firm $1 million, they screw it up. Chances are they wouldn't be smart enough to come up with what Aaron Rodgers did. Tony, like you, when I heard this, I just thought, this is the Aaron Rodgers we used to see all the time, who wasn't so self-indulgent in whatever weekly appearance that he comes off like somebody you don't want to get to know. When Aaron Rodgers, for years, was someone you couldn't wait to get to know and have a conversation with. I'm lucky I got to have conversations. Let me just say this. You and I have been around Terry Bradshaw in our lives. We've listened to him. We've sat with him. He's entertained us. Who's better to sit around with than Terry Bradshaw? The answer is nobody. Nobody.
I think Aaron Rodgers knows that. I want to take the position now. I'm take the position now of a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Because up until this happened, if you were a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you could hate Aaron Rodgers. Say, what do we need this guy for? He ruined the Jets. We don't want him here. But then this happens, and it's a turnaround. It's a 180. And now if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you can say, you know what? I suddenly like him. I'm suddenly rooting for him because he acknowledged Terry Bradshaw. Smart.
Got some energy.
Just smart. Let's move to baseball. The big news over the weekend was Aaron Judge going on the IL for 10 days because of an elbow issue, a right flexor strain from pain after a throw from right field. When Judge returns to the Yankees, he will likely be a designated hitter, moving Giancarlo Stanton to the outfield. Wilbon, what does Judge's injury do to the Yankees and to Judge's season?
Well, it diminishes his season and it diminishes the Yankees, particularly if he has to either be out a longer time than 10 days or when he comes back, if he's not the Aaron Judge we've seen, who's right there at the top of the list with Big Dumper for MVP honors in the American League. So, Tony, one of the things about Aaron Judge, I think I'm belatedly starting to realize is that Aaron Judge isn't just the best Yankee today, and he's that. He's the best player on the team. He's one of the best Yankees of all time, which is a mouthful. And not the best Yankee on the Tampa Rays. Yeah, I mean, not the best player ever on the. He's one of the best players on the New York Yankees. He's going to be in Monument Park, right? If he's a two-time MVP, if he gets a third, he's with like Mantle and DiMaggio and Berra. My God, so it diminishes the Yankees if if he's not there.
I grant you all of that. I don't think it cripples the Yankees because they're going to be able to put him in the batting order. Shohei Ohtani DHs for the Dodgers. It doesn't cripple that team at all. The problem is he's a very good fielder, Judge, and Giancarlo Stanton hasn't been out there for 2 or 3 years, and he has tennis elbow, so who's he throwing to? My question is the same as your question. How serious is this injury? Is it something that will keep him away from the Yankees completely? Is it something that requires surgery? We've seen this before. When Aaron Judge goes in a slump, the entire Yankee production goes down. It seems to affect everyone on the team. He's the last 11 games, and this may coincide with pain in his elbow. The last 11 games, let me get the numbers right, batting 184 with an OPS of 750. But on the season, Mike, batting .342 with an OPS of 1,160. That's Babe Ruth land, kids. Babe Ruth land. So if you diminish his ability to play, that hurts the Yankees. And Yankees are a solid playoff team. They're not awesome. They need this guy. He's a
Once again,
great
he's
player.
their best player right now.
Yeah.
He's their
Let's
best.
take a break. Yeah. Coming up, what's the word for the 4-home run performance that Nick Kurtz delivered on Friday night?
And later, did the MLS make the right call by suspending the great Lionel Messi for skipping their All-Star game?
So I thought that Rodgers' response was brilliant, and I thought Jerry's was self-indulgent but fun. Jerry is fun to me.
Pardon the Interruption is brought to you by Purina.
Trying to find out what's lighting up the littles. Let me get the first one. Let me explain. We have a summer mailbox. The regular mailbox is having some plastic surgery.
What are you doing? Mail time.
The regular one is having plastic surgery. That's why we have it. What's your word for rookie Nick Kurtz's performance at the plate on Friday night?
Here's my word. Holy bleep. That's the word. Because, Tony, 4 home runs and a double and a single. I mean, he scores 6 runs in a game. This is insane. He has 19 total bases. There's just, if you examine just each individual act, it's crazy. When you add it all up, that's why I go, holy bleep. I'm watching baseball that night. I'm watching another game, and they break in on MLB to show you what this kid is doing. It's only his 66th game. And he's sort of gangly looking. He's like 6'5", 6'6", and he's just powering the ball out. Tony, the double almost went out. He would have had 5 home runs. Holy bleep. I mean, you know, this is not in the get-up era. This is all-time stuff, 140 years of Major League Baseball where this is a first. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so I'm going to use an H word as well, but it will be one word, and it will be historic. As you say, 4 home runs. He's only the 20th player of all time to hit 4 home runs in one game. He's the only rookie who's ever done it. So there's 4 home runs. He's 6 for 6, as you said. He has 19 total bases. Nobody's ever had more than 19. He scores 6 runs, and he drives in 8. Who's putting up those kinds of numbers right now? Not Shohei, not Judge, not the big dumper, not right now, not this year. You know, I mean, this is remarkable. My first question, Mike, was did he do this in that minor league park where the A's play? And, you know, because I would have discounted that a little bit, maybe. Yeah. But no, I find out he does it in Houston. I've never heard of this kid. There's no way to be more anonymous than playing for the A's in Sacramento. Good for him. Good for him.
Great
What's
for him.
Next?
There's no better night, though. He's not topping this. Not ever. He can play 25 years. He can go Tom Brady length of time.
Stop talking.
And he's not
going
to top this.
Stop. There's another question. I want to hold up the mailbox again because it is an awful-looking mailbox.
Mailbox is
okay,
hideous.
Here we go. Are the Pirates right to ramp up Paul Skeens' pitch count?
No. And, you know, I'm a guy who wants to see starting pitchers out there, and Paul Skeens is must-see TV. But the Pirates are out of it. They're the only team in the division, Cubs, Brewers, Cardinals, Reds. The Pirates are the only team in the division out of it. So why ramp him up? To what end? You're not in contention. You're not in wild card contention. Just he'll wind up getting about 190 innings just with his normal starts and normal innings left. I don't get it.
Yeah. Okay, so until this particular game, he hadn't thrown more than 88 pitches in any one outing since June 19th. In this game, he threw 99 pitches. So let's not get crazy here. He didn't throw 135. He's a professional starting pitcher, and he threw 99 pitches. That's okay with me. Let me go through some numbers here. He now has 45 starts in a little under 2 full seasons. 266 innings total, which is about, Mike, just under 6 innings per start. His career ERA is 1.89. This year it's 1.83, and it's 9.9 strikeouts per 9 innings. He had 9 strikeouts in this game, all of them swinging. These are Walter Johnson numbers, kids. I know you love this guy, The Miz. You let me know when he's got numbers like this at this point in his career. Paul Skeens is fabulous. And then
Okay.
99 pitches is no big deal. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, but Tony, the point is, why ramp him up now? And get in contention. Go get some hitters. Go get a lineup. So
No,
just to
you're
throw
right,
him
but
out
do you-
there
but
now.
you don't mind. But you don't mind that he throws 99 pitches. He's not Fergie Jenkins throwing 135.
Tony,
It's okay.
I'm not comparing him to that. I know that.
No.
Now, maybe he
Hey.
wants it, and maybe they got to give it to him, or they think he leaves. I'm not comparing
No, he
him
can't
to
leave.
any. You're the one who went through the numbers because you've become numbers
right.
obsessed. I don't know why.
Yeah,
The numbers don't
I don't
compare
know.
to anything that matter.
Go look up the big train. Look at his numbers. They're
I
this
know.
kid's numbers. Enough email.
Yeah.
Let's take one last break. Still to come, Nikola Jokic cries with joy over a harness race result. What did he have, the big triple? Did he have it? Did he
And
box
Luka
it?
makes
Box
the
winner?
cover of a men's health magazine. 45 starts. That's a season and a week for Jenkins and Gibson and Drysdale. That's all it is. It
You
doesn't
got to
matter.
start somewhere.
Pardon the Interruption is brought to you by Charles Schwab. Own your tomorrow.
Happy time, people. Happy 41st birthday, D'Amico Ryans. The head coach of the Houston Texans went up the coaching ladder with the 49ers before the Texans called. Ryans, a two-time Pro Bowl linebacker with the Texans and the Eagles, was inside linebackers coach in San Francisco, then was elevated to defensive coordinator when Robert Saleh made the ill-fated decision to become head coach of the Jets. Ryans was a second-round pick out of Alabama in 2006 and was Defensive Rookie of the Year. The Texans are one of those teams many people see playoff potential in, especially since the AFC South is such a winnable division, and the Texans are set at quarterback with C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, and the season's going to revolve in large part, Tony, around Stroud. I don't know whether it's fair to ask or expect it for him to go back to the performance of rookie year after a little backslide as a sophomore, but they're going to need that, the Texans are.
Not so happy anniversary Detroit Lions. On this day 26 years ago, the franchise was stunned when Barry Sanders, the best running back in team history, announced his retirement at the age of 30. Sanders later said in his 2003 autobiography, quote, "I didn't see what good there was hanging around when the organization wasn't trying to put together a winning team. I didn't think they were as serious about winning as our competitors," unquote. Sanders said there were tears in his eyes in the last game of the 1998 season, a 19-10 loss to the Ravens because, quote, "I knew it was over," unquote. Among other things, Sanders was voted on the NFL Network for most elusive back in NFL history and the #1 player to never play in the Super Bowl.
Man, starting pitching, great running backs. They're the essence of their sports, and when you don't have them, I'm less interested. I don't know what the top 5 are, but I wrote down these names. Jim Brown, Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, Eric Dickerson, Barry Sanders, Marshall Faulk. That's 6 guys. Don't ask me to kick off one. I can't do it. But that's my group of the top running backs. And I'm leaving out guys like Bo Jackson and O.J. Simpson and Earl Campbell. Great running backs. Can we have more?
Happy trails, Emmanuel Clase. Baseball placed the Guardians closer on non-disciplinary paid leave as part of a sports betting investigation. Clase led the American League in saves for the last 3 seasons. He has 24 this season for a team that's 1 game below 500. Clase joins teammate Luis Ortiz on this same leave list. And a bonus happy trails to Nikola Jokic's stoic demeanor. The Nuggets center broke into tears after his horse won a big harness race in Serbia. Jokic climbed over the rail, hugged the horse, and celebrated with champagne. Compare this to when he won the title with the Nuggets and said, quote, "The job is done. We can go home now," unquote. Harness racing has always been Jokic's first love. His father runs a local harness racing club and once persuaded his son to become a basketball player first and a great horseman later. Jokic recently said, quote, "Basketball is something that I'm just good at. but horses are something in which I feel the most happiness and sadness, unquote.
Care more about Class A here. I guess he's not getting traded to the shores of another lake. I was sort of hoping for that, but wow, he's got bigger fish to fry right now.
Oh, I'm sorry for cutting you off. I apologize for that. Big finish. Justin Fields back on the practice field for the Jets today. Your reaction?
Good. There's only one reaction. Good. The MLS suspended the great Messi and Jordi Alba one match for missing the All-Star game. Is that fair?
Messi ought to buy the league and fire the commissioner. Luka Doncic made the cover of Men's Health. How's he look to you?
He looks great to everybody. Is he going to commit to defense too? Not just being slimmer, but defense. He going to do that? Washington receiver Terry McLaurin ended his holdout. Reported to training camp, Mr. DC, is that significant?
Yeah, he's their best receiver. Maybe this will get done. Last one, Deion Sanders says he's cancer-free after doctors removed a tumor from his bladder. Your thoughts?
Great to see him sitting there with that smile, talking about how he's come out on the other side of this and telling people to get tested. Hope you're well, Deion.
We're out of time. We're out of time. We'll try and do better the next time. Jim Vito, Brooks Brothers Searsucker, pal.
I'm Mike Wilbon. Same time tomorrow, knuckleheads.
And they've got more on our PTI bonus topic.
All right, Wilbon, what does a trimmed-down Luka mean for the Lakers going forward?
It's better. Nobody's going to argue that Luka needs to be beefed up or go from 265 to 290. Nobody's going to argue that. He looks great. He looks great. Luka Doncic is a wondrous offensive player. He's a wizard. He's as great and as complete as almost any offensive player we've ever seen play basketball. But he's not committed to the other end of the game. And the truly great players are. Luka's not interested in defense. He hasn't been interested in it. Tony, I vote for MVP. I haven't put Luka in my top 2, and I don't even think I've had him in my top 3 because he plays half the game. He has not been committed like great players are to playing half the game that's going to get you a championship usually. So if he's committed to that, and we can't see that by his body, we got to see that in February, April, May, and June. Is he committed to that? I ain't jumping on this bandwagon again until I see that.
Yeah. My feeling is that Luka Doncic is a great and wondrous basketball player. And there have been 2 things that have been said negatively towards him over the past 5 or 6 years, however he's been in the league. One is, as you say, defense, and the other is that people have decided he is out of shape. Although that could be an aesthetic judgment based on what his body looks like. It's the same with Nikola Jokic. Nobody says Jokic is out of shape, but he doesn't look sculpted. We are used to looking at people who look sculpted. Look, the entire season this year is about, in LA, is about Luka Doncic. Maybe this will make him a better player. I don't know if it'll make him a better player. I'm rooting for him to be the greatest player in the league because I think he has that kind of potential. But what you say is also true. Is it going to help him on defense as well? It might help him on defense as well if his attitude says, now I'm going to show you that I'm the best player in the world on defense and I look like this. This is how you want me to look. So get out of my way because I'm great. So we'll see. I'm much like you. I'm not as skeptical as you are, but I think the proof is down the road. It's not just posing for a magazine cover. It's not.
No, that's right. And remember, his own coach, J.J. Redick, at the end of the year, talked about getting in shape in some sort of general way. We all know where that was going. But defense, come on now. I mean, that's how we judge, ultimately, the greatest players, whether they can at least be average. Can they be serviceable there? Luka hasn't even been interested. The play goes the other way. He's doing this at the officials. That ain't going to cut it. And particularly in L.A. where there are expectations and where he seems, like you said, Tony, to have the talent. That's it. We're done. Back to you.